Welcome to the Round Number One YouTube channel. My name is Michael. As always, timestamps are down in the description below so you can jump straight ahead to the talking points that matter most to you. So let's start with how this situation unfolded. WWE veteran Natalya publicly praised 19-year-old Avery Styles on social media following a Game Changer wrestling event. She commended his work ethic with training at the dungeon and noted that Avery was generally looking to pay his dues rather than coast on his father's legendary name. So this led to the call out. Independent veteran and promoter Arik Cannon pushed back publicly on X, claiming that Avery refused multiple requests to help set up the ring and haul chairs before the GCW show. Then came the retaliation. AJ Styles jumped directly into the thread to defend his son, firing back, and I quote, "He was paid to wrestle at GCW, not help you put up and take down the ring. That sounds like your job. You just sound like a jealous douche," end quote. Cannon stood his ground, posting photos of veterans like Cody, Rhodes, and Jimmy Hart setting up rings on indie shows to argue that nobody is above the work. Cody even chimed in himself, pointing out that growing up in the wrestling household and holding down the fort while your father pays his dues means a kid like Avery has already set up the chairs. So this dispute has exposed a massive divide in modern wrestling. On one side you have the traditionalists, and on the other side you have the modernists. And what the traditionalists are saying is that ring crew builds trust, work ethic, and locker room camaraderie. To them, giving a pass to Rookley purely because of his famous father breeds instant resentment. Then on the other side, you have the modernists. And these are the major league talent and modern workers who view GCW as a commercial entity, not a backyard setup. To them, expecting booked performers to risk injury doing staging, crew labor is an outdated practice. So this brings us directly to the title of this episode, $1 Million Advice in a $50 Environment. So was the advice AJ gave his son right? In terms of physical safety and professional boundaries, the advice was sound, but in terms of navigating the social minefield of an independent locker room, it painted a massive target on his son's back. So let's look deeper in why AJ's advice was right. And you gotta look at the physical liability and injury prevention. Ring setup is heavy, dangerous labor. Moving steel frames, wood planks, and hundreds of metal chairs carries a genuine risk of torn muscles, back strain, crushed fingers, before even taking a bump. For a young athlete whose long-term values his body, risking injury doing unpaid staging labor makes zero business sense. And then you gotta look at WWE Developmental Realities. Avery Styles' long-term destination is likely the WWE. And the Performance Center does not track how many steel rings a recruit assembled in a high school gym. They evaluate presentation, athleticism, conditioning, promotability, and ring IQ. Now, let's look at why the advice backfired. And it created instant locker room heat. Independent locker rooms thrive on we all grind together mentality. When the son of a multi-millionaire WWE legend stands on the floor while local guys working for $30 and a hot dog haul steel, it reads as an unearned privilege, whether intended that way or not. And then you gotta look at the in-ring repercussions. Resentment in the back often bleeds through the curtain. It leads to veterans working unnecessarily stiff, opponents refusing to cooperate on spots, and backstage leaks to wrestling media. So, to sum this all up, AJ gave his son $1 million advice in a $50 environment. The business logic was solid, but ignoring how tribal indie locker rooms are left his son vulnerable to instant backlash. So here's what I think. Going forward, AJ is going to want Avery to operate with WWE level boundaries. So the smart move is keeping him inside structured legend run promotions where those standards are already normal. So expect Avery's next appearance to be at Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. That way Avery can get the reps he needs without the internet drama. So that's it for this edition of round number 1. But before I end, I got a question of the day, and you can drop your answer in the comments box below. Was AJ right to tell his son not to set up the ring, or should second generational talent pay dues like everybody else? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Michael, round number 1. Everybody stay cool.